It's not any different than what you just did. It's just the notation is completely different. Because now we're going to put it into function notation. But you're still going to apply the same rules that you just did on that worksheet. Okay? So if you see the notation f plus g of x, what you're going to do is you're going to take the f function and you're going to add to it the g function, and it will result in some new function. If you see the notation f minus g of x, you're going to take your f function and subtract from it the g function and get some new resulting function. Okay? So the only thing that's going to change is instead of saying add this polynomial with this polynomial, it's going to say here are a bunch of functions, and then it's going to have the notation of the functions being added or subtracted, and you'll have to figure out what it is you're doing. Okay? Are we good? Okay, so here's our first example. Let's get our two functions written down on our notes. So function f, so f of x is equal to 3x squared plus 8x minus 6. And g of x is negative 4x squared plus 4x minus 8. And we're going to find all four of these different combinations of adding and subtracting of our functions. Okay, I'll give you a second to get set up. All right, so the first one we're finding is f plus g of x, which means I'm going to take my f function and add to it my g function. Well, what is my f function? My f function is 3x squared plus 8x minus 6. And I'm going to add to it my g function, which is negative 4x squared plus 4x minus 8. Well, you just did this. So what am I going to get? What's my x squared term going to be? Negative 1. So negative 1x squared. My linear term is 12x. And my constant, negative 14. Good. Oops. Okay. Not too crazy. Yeah.
That looked really complicated at first, but
it's not. It's just exactly what you guys were doing, right? So for b, we're going to take our f function and subtract from it our g function. So I'm going to do 3x squared plus 8x minus 6 and subtract from it. And I'm going to move over this way. Give myself some space. 3x squared plus 8x minus 6, subtract negative 4x squared plus 4x minus 8. Were you guys changing everything? Or just subtracting? I'm going to change everything too. So I'm going to change my subtraction into a plus. That's going to become a positive. That's going to become a negative. That's going to become a positive. So now just add. So 3x squared plus 4x squared makes 7x squared. 8x plus negative 4x is 4x. Negative 6 plus 8 is positive 2. Okay? So, nothing that crazy. It's exactly what you just did, right? So now it's going to change. Is now instead of evaluating the sum of your two functions for x, we might have to evaluate it for some number. And you've got two options. In part A, we already found the sum of it. And that was, what, negative x squared plus 12x minus 14, right? So I can evaluate this for negative 2, which means I'm going to do what? Plug in negative 2 for all my x's. So for part C, doing f plus g of negative 2, we're going to do a negative of negative 2 squared plus 12 times negative 2 minus 14. Order of operations, square first. So negative 2 squared is positive 4. The negative of positive 4 is negative 4. So now I have a negative 4. 12 times negative 2 is negative 24 minus 14. So negative 4, negative 24 is negative 28. Negative 28 and negative 4 is negative 42. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. So I got negative 42 for my answer there. If I didn't already have this part done, you could technically plug in negative 2 for your f and get a number. Plug in negative 2 for your g, get a number, and then add those two together, and it would get you to negative 42. I don't know, which way do you think is easier? Just combining like terms right away and just plugging in once? That's up to, I don't know. I mean, these are pretty extensive. If it was something like x plus 3 and 2x, might be easier just to plug it in and then add it. All right, so let's do the same thing over here. Evaluate the subtraction, which we just did in part B for 3. So I'm going to do 7 times 3 squared plus 4 times 3 plus 2. 3 squared is 9. 9 times 7 is 63. 63 plus 12 is 75. Plus 2 gets us 77. Okay. All right. Would you be able to do this for 17 through 31? The only thing that gets crazy is they throw in a third function, h. So then you just have to pay attention. Are you doing f plus h? Are you doing g plus h? Are you doing f plus g? Connor, question? You okay? All right.
In shock
You're in shock
of H.
of h. It is. It's wild. I mean, how can they do such a thing? All right, so do I need to do any more examples of this? Can I jump to compositions?
Yeah.
Okay, so the trickiest stuff that you're going to have to do on your homework is your composition of functions. You guys remember this notation, the open dot?
Oh yeah, I remember.
You remember the open dot. It's not the closed dot, it's the open dot. Closed dot means multiplication. Open dot means composition. Okay? And what it is all you're doing is you're making one function going into another function. Okay? So, I'm literally putting whatever my f function is in place of the g function. It's easier seen than said, I guess. All right, so let's go ahead and get some functions up here. We're going to make them pretty easy. So function f will make x minus 4. Function g, we're going to make 3x squared minus 5. We're going to go do both versions. So we'll do g of f first. So that means I'm putting my f function into the x in my g function. So I'm literally going to take my f function and put it in place of the x in my g function. Or if you want to write it out this way, g of f of x. So wherever I see an x in my g function, I'm going to put x minus 4. So let's do that. So 3, now I've hit the x, I'm going to put in an x minus 4. And minus 5, or squared, minus 5. Now we got to simplify that. How do I square a binomial? Remember good old FOIL days? Yeah. So that becomes 3 times x minus 4 times x minus 4 minus 5. So what do we get when we FOIL? X times x is x squared. X and a negative 4 is negative 4x. In my inside, I get another negative 4x. So now I have negative 8x. Negative 4 makes 16. Now I got to multiply everything by 3. So 3x squared minus 24x plus, what is that, 48. Don't forget that minus 5. So combining 48 and negative 5 makes, what, 43? So 3x squared minus 24x plus 43 would be our composition there. Okay. Now let's do it the other way. Now I'm going to put my g function, which is going to be a lot easier because I'm not going to have to FOIL anything. I'm going to take my g function and put it in place of my x in the f. So what would that look like? Well, instead of x, I'm going to put 3x squared minus 5 minus 4. Then all I have to do is combine these to minus 9, right? So that one's a lot easier. We don't have to put it in the squared. Okay. You guys remember doing this?
Yeah.
So what happens if now, instead of just dealing with x's, we have to plug in numbers? So same functions, just different notation. So f of g of 3, and then g of f of 3. We already have the composition function. We just found that in the last slide. So I could just plug in 3 in for x and evaluate it. But let's say that I didn't do that first, and I want to make my life a lot easier. So if you remember the last time I said, well, plug it into this one, plug into this one, and then add those two numbers together. Well, sometimes it's a little bit easier to just do that. So I could do f of g of 3. Well, what is g of 3? What's function g evaluated for 3? 3 squared, 9 times 3, minus 5.
22.
So now g of 3 is 22. So now can I do a simple f of 22?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's 22 minus 4? 18. So compositions with numbers are actually pretty easy. If you do the same thing over here, so g of f of 3, well, what is f of 3? Negative 1, right? 3 minus 4. Does everybody see that? Now what's g of negative 1? Yep. Negative 1 squared is 1, times 3 is 3, minus 5 is negative 2. Yes, Fred?
I want to clear on how we got negative 1.
Because I'm plugging in 3, so I'm focusing just on f of 3.
Yep.
3 minus 4
Gotcha.
is negative 1. Now I'm going to plug that into the g.
I the wrong one.
Okay. All right. What if, for fun, we did an f of 3?
Yeah, bye. Leaving.
Oh, could you just do negative 1 times?
So let's do this. So we're going to do an f of 3. Do I have enough parentheses there? I don't know. It doesn't matter. What's this f of 3?
Negative 1.
The first f of 3 is negative 1. Now do another f of negative 1, which gets you to
Negative 5.
negative 5. Now do an f of negative 5.
Are we going to see problems like that?
I don't think there's any that are that crazy on there. But yeah, so just plug it in 3 times. Not that crazy. Right? Plug it in here. What do we get? Negative 1. Plug in negative 1. What do we get? Negative 5. Plug it in again. What do we get? Negative 9. All right, compositions. You think you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the rest of class to start working